I hope Miss Tracy sees what I did. I accidentally shut off my phone. So this is take 2. I'm going to send her a message real quick. Let me send Tracy a message real quick. Okay. All right. Hopefully it's picked back up and she noticed it. I see some of you jumping back on. Okay. I never thought when I turned the phone upside down not to touch that button. Okay, you could leave this totally as it was with a little bit of... it is not going to be a hanger. It is going to be a sitter by the time we're done. We're going to cover those holes so you won't see that part of it. All right, so I really like either vintage pink or this crushed coral. Actually, you know what? One of the reasons I'm doing this again as well is because I have people who ordered these. Hi, Carol. I hope Tracy shared me back in because I disconnected. Oh, for the gingerbread girl? Okay. I can do that. As soon as I'm done, that frees up the rest of my evening. Okay, so we're just going to take any brush. I like to do, let's put the ears up here. And remember, you've got a flop down ear here, so you can't have the pink all the way up. And inside of the group, there's a free group that has this whole pattern in it. You can get the line drawing that will, you know, if you want to transfer the pattern over there. Give them a nose here. And then I'm going to take the scruffy brush, which is a brush that doesn't have a lot on it. Let's see. I'm going to take some of it off. So pat some of that off there because I don't want it too much of a globby paint. And you can put that in with your fingertip. Just like that. And then this is going to be easy because you're not going to have any arms. Your arms are going to be covered up with all the little things that you've got going on here. That'll be covered up too. All right, then we have these little pads on our feet. So actually, for $1.25, you could make a really cute centerpiece with this, or you can hang it on the wall. Also in the group is a picture of it on a wreath, and it's beautiful on a wreath, just as it is with bright spring flowers. Okay. Let's see. Okay, then I'm just going to take a round brush and some black paint. Any black paint works. I really like apple barrel black paint. Hi, Melody. Oops. Actually, I'm going to take one that's a little bit better than that. Let's see. Even, you can buy the brushes, even the paint. I don't normally use their paint, so, but if you have nothing else to use, it'll work just fine because you're not using anything that's really pigmented very much here. It's just a soft pink. We will use more of a red to shade it with. But I prefer my black paint to be apple barrel because I like it. It's a thinner consistency. Well, I went home, I've been painting to wash all the paint off my hands, and now they're covered again. Okay, so all you have, 2 eyes, a mouth. Well, we haven't got the mouth yet. The mouth is a little bit trickier, and we're going to go over that a little bit. But I'm going to take my black, and we will, actually, we're not. Skip that one. We're going to take a little bit of our country red, or red, it doesn't matter. Hi, Diane. And I am going to show you a little bit about shading. So on the stomach, I want it to be a little bit more red. So we're going to dip our brush in the water. We're going to pick up just a corner of paint and blend it out on the tinfoil so it goes from dark to light. And I want to come in here and just go right around his nose, just like that. And kind of fill it in. Okay, so that's one way to do it. You can also, instead of taking a brush like that, if you want to do something that's even quicker, especially for kids, is you put some paint on the round brush and we're just going to lightly go around it, just like that. That's all you need to do. And then, to make it a little bit more, just wave that brush right there at the bottom of the ear to create a shadow. And so that might be an easier way for some of you to do it. So go around it. I got a little heavy on there, so I'm just going to swish it back and forth. Okay, so you have that shading. Now I'm going to switch it. I clean the brush. I'm going to dip into a little bit of white. And I don't want too much white on it. I'm just going to go in there, and on top of that shading, I'm just going to put some white here. I don't think Tracy noticed that my first broadcast ended, and so she hasn't shared me back into Craft Around the Clock. So I will put a link to this replay over there when I'm done. Okay, so then I want to just highlight just a little bit on the nose so you can see that it looks totally different than just having your regular pink. And it didn't take much more to do that. So we're just going to continue down to the other spots. Same thing here. You can put it on just like this. And so your shading always just goes at the bottom. And then we're just going to work it up a little ways. This is the way I painted when we were working for craft shows and we had to get a lot done at one time. I couldn't just sit there with the brush and just try to make it nice and neat. I mean, it still looks good once you pull that out of there. It'd be best to do them one at a time because I can tell that the paint is starting to dry right there. And then we'll go back with a little bit of white. Again, take most of it off on your paper towel. Start at the top and work your way down. Here. So these would be cute too. You could whip these up really quickly. They would be great for Easter gifts as well. And where I did a lot of business, of course, I live in a town with 3 nursing homes. So whenever the new holidays, I was the one people would call to say, hey, can you make a sign with my dad's name on it, my mom's name, and they would hang it on the doors, because when you make them out of Dollar Tree items, you know, they're not going to bang as they open and shut their door continuously. So it was a great business to have because they can't find a personal sign for the nursing home door anywhere. So that was a good gig that I had for a while. It was kind of like sending flowers, only they sent a personalized sign, and of course, well, the people who received them loved having a little bit of color on their door. Then I'd quit doing them for years, and when Porter's grandfather went to the nursing home 3 or 4 years ago, we made him a sign and one for his lady friend. And yeah, we got lots of requests for them. All right, same thing with your eyes. You can take this round brush, put it in a little bit of white paint, and make your eyes just like this. Just a U shape. Or if you take a flat brush, dip it in the white only on the side, then you can make that look like, see, I made it really big. So I'm going to do it with this one too. It's like that. Then I'm going to take the bottom of the brush and just put my eyes in here. And then with either brush, just stroke a little bit of white right across the bridge of his nose. And right at the top of his ears. And then right, I might have to get a different brush for that, in a bigger area. And on this, especially if you were putting it like on a door hanger with somebody's name on it, I would just write right across the egg. Put the hanger that came back in it on. Very, very simple. So if some of you paint to sell, Mother's Day would be a good one, Father's Day with them, any holiday. And then I just have a little bit of black on this brush, and we're just going to lightly go around the edges. So you can see there is no real detailed painting going on here. I do want to go up because your ear is folding over, so we're going to go right there. And if you wanted to skip this step, you don't have to put the black around it. And then you can put more paint. And this is purely if you want to. You could leave that just as it is. And put a little bit of black around mine. And then we're going to finish up the face. How much time do I have? 34. Oh, I got plenty of time. So I'm going to show you a couple more tricks for shadowing. Oh, Glenda, did you get one? I know people are looking all over for them. We have a bunch of them here at our store. In fact, I've thought about buying extras and just selling everything that's you need to put this thing together as a kit. Because it's hard for some people, you know, if you don't have a Dollar Tree. Although, inside of my link down below, you will find a link that says vhdm.live with my picture on it. All you have to do is click that. It will take you to my link tree. And the very first thing says, join the free group with the rabbit. And I put in your supply list, the step-by-step. All I used was hot glue on this. It wasn't even anything screwed together. It wasn't nothing. It was just hot glue and whatever. So for those of you just joining, I will show you what this is going to look like here in just a moment. But let's add just a little bit more. I'll show you the one that's on the project. If you notice, oh, I didn't do it on this one. But we're going to shade around those areas. Must have done it on a different one. So I'm just going to mix some gray up with my black and white. No need to have another color going on. So after I mix my paint, of course, I'm going to get that blob off my brush. And once again, I'm just going to take that brush, dip the corner right there, blend it out. That's why I like this butcher blocker here, butcher block paper here, is because I can blend on it as well. So I want to come in here on my eyes and just run this small shadow right on the inside. We're just going to add a little depth, and this is purely optional. You do not have to do this whatsoever, just to use up some more of our time. And then I'm going to do it on the outside of the ears. Like that. Doesn't that just add some more little detail that really kind of brings him to life? And on both sides of the nose. Now I don't have his eyebrows done in yet, but I'm going to create an eyebrow here and an eyebrow there, both just using my paint. Now this is a little tricky, coming into his mouth, but I'm going to pull this down right there. It's a little bit wide, so I'm going to clean my brush, take some of that off. So I'm just going to walk some of that paint out of there, make it a little bit thinner. So doesn't that just give him an even nicer look? Let's go around the egg. too much on there. So if you have too much, just clean your brush and go back over it and blend it in. So painting's not as difficult as so many people think. It's just learning the strokes. It's learning how to apply the paint. And that's all you need to know to paint. You don't have to be artistic because you just follow a line drawing. So it's just, you know, not too much different than paint by numbers when we were kids. I'm going to add a little bit around each toe. And so you can see where either my brush was dirty or I smeared some pink in there. And to cover that, you don't have to start all over. I'm just going to take some white, kind of make it a little bit dimmer right there. Okay, so we have this mouth. We have I think I'm going to kind of change up how I did. I'm not going to put dots on it because those take a while. But let's just make it a little bit plaid. So with my white paint, you just put it down and pull. Just like that. Now we'll turn it around. I like to start in the middle because that way, you know, you don't run out of space, or it's kind of even more. And if you wanted to, you could, especially if you know how to paint, or if you don't, a simple cross in the middle would be pretty. Some flowers. You could do a lot with this. All right, so I love a liner brush that is long. This is a 30/0, but you can also use a paint marker, a very fine one. You can give your rabbit two different looks, and I think one of the hardest things for people to learn, at least for me because I still don't get it right all the time, is I fight with the mouth. So if you don't mind him looking kind of sober, you put him there. You could put a little dot at the bottom or a little line. We're going to try making him smile. So we're going to go all the way here and connect. Right? So I need to be looking at the side I just did and try to match it up the best that I can. Which it's a little off there, but it's still good. And just add a little bit right there. Okay, then we have some whiskers. So you just set it down and pull it out. Let's do it on the other side. Upside down. Let's put in our eyebrows. And I want to go around my ears as well. And then I like to just add a few little detail lines. They don't really mean much. It just adds in a little bit. Got off there a little bit. But down here is where, especially if you're making it on this base, a lot of this isn't going to show down here. And we can add eyelashes. I think adding eyelashes kind of turns them into a girl rabbit. But, oh, hi Barb, thank you. Allison, I can't believe that I missed you yesterday. I was actually really tired, and Brittany's like, oh, we're just walking up there and getting a picture. I didn't know you got to go in. And we stopped by the Blue Spring restaurant last night on the way home because we went to the zoo, which was the biggest mistake of the day because kids didn't have school, and guess where everybody was yesterday? They were all there. Okay, and I forgot on the other one, I did shade out his feet. But we'll put that right there for now. And then he is just adorable. So this is kind of something that anybody could paint. Nothing that I did here was complicated. And when you're looking at painting, you got to look at it from a different eye point, vision point. So, you know, it looks daunting. It really does. When you look at this, same way I would look at a quilt or a piece of crochet or knitting, it just looks really intense to me. But when you break it down step by step, and you got somebody saying, okay, it's all right if it looks like this, this is the way you clean it up, because I guarantee you I make mistakes in painting all the time. And then you just put a simple bow on him. I guess I do need to shade up his legs. But if you go and join that group, you will see this precious little 7-year-old boy standing there with his completed project that he did himself, and he really did a good job with it. So it would be a great project if you want to do it with your grandkids, school kids, babysitting kids. Yeah, they can all paint it their own way. All right, so let me see. Here, inside the ears I missed, didn't I? You can do this in white or in black. Touch up my thing there. All right, now we got these holes going on here that we don't want. So even the spackling you can get at Dollar Tree. Everything I did to make this piece, so this is what, for those of you who are just joining, everything on here is from Dollar Tree. And so what we're making is this centerpiece. Or you can use it like this. If you go down to vhdm.live, which is pinned in the comments, it will take you to my group. And it's just a free group. It was just on this one project. But I got such a good response to it that I will probably add some more Dollar Tree projects to it. So you just put that in there. Now we won't finish this tonight because this really needs to dry. You sand it and then you put another coat on it, and nobody will ever know that there were holes in that ear. The liner brush is a Master's Touch 30/0. Barb, it really is easy. There's not much to this. Hi, Darlene. I'm glad you learned a little bit. Because sometimes, like I said, you shouldn't be intimidated because you just saw there was no real artwork involved in that at all. Okay, so that, all right, so it does fall into that hole because there's nothing behind it. You can tell I was practicing on the other side. And then lightly sand that and then go over the holes with some white paint. And nobody will ever know that that came from Dollar Tree. Never. So let me show you the other one. And I'm going to turn you around for this because we're done with him. All I have to do is put a bow around his neck. Let me try not to disconnect you again. All right. You could probably put hot glue in them, but when you put hot glue in them, it's probably going to bubble or run over. And so the spackling, this is at Dollar Tree. It is drywall compound, actually. It costs you $1.25. So it's called lightweight spackling. And if you put this in there, sand it, you'll never know that that hole was there. I haven't done it to the other one yet. So once we're done, it will look something like that. You could change the colors. You could do so much with it. Some little flowers would look really cute. But, okay. So when I went to put this project together, I couldn't find what I did with my Dollar Tree stuff. So I'm going to take you step by step on what's on here. So I had to makeshift this board because I couldn't find the one I was using. You can get your base board at Dollar Tree. Oops, you know what? I can show you the other one that is correct. I made two of them. And this one is completely correct. I forgot I painted him in brown as well. So see, you can paint him in all different colors. And this one, I actually put some Dollar Tree lights on it, the little eggs. Let me shut this off because we're almost done anyway, so you can see it a little bit better. Isn't that just the cutest? So exact same rabbit. This board you can buy. I'll try to do this without losing everything. This board and then this 1x2. Both of these boards are bought at Dollar Tree. You hot glue your rabbit to that thicker board. Then in the gardening section of Dollar Tree, they have this plastic fence. What you do have to do is, because it's wider, is take your needle nose and separate it so that you have two sections. That is just hot glued to this board. And then I just came in here, Spanish moss. These little flowers came from Dollar Tree. Some of them have dropped off because I do not have them glued in yet. You can either put little Easter eggs if you want it for Easter, or you can not glue them in and just put carrots for spring. The ribbon came from Dollar Tree, the eggs, and even the lights. Everything came from Dollar Tree for this project. So there's no, as long as you have a Dollar Tree that has the products, there is nothing stopping you from making this product. And so then if you took out these Easter eggs, then just put the little carrots beside him and you've got a really cute, you know, they're just cute to sit around. And so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 big pieces. So that cost you $5. You know, most of us have Spanish moss, and then you can get several because there's several eggs and several carrots in a bag. And I bought a $1 thing of ribbon.